what's up, you guys? It's Golden Topics with Zay, and today I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes of me watching the movie Tron Ares. I got a chance to really see it in IMAX theaters, and let me tell you, I've seen all 3 Tron movies now, and I'm a Tron fan. I can't wait for the 4th movie, and I loved the movie. That's just my personal opinion. But we're going to see what other people have to say about the movie right now, so stay tuned.
Here's how Tron Ares perfectly sets up Tron 4 with that ending. And if you haven't seen Tron Ares yet, don't worry, be sure to like this video, bookmark it, and come back after you've seen this good movie so you can share your thoughts on the ending and mid-credit scene. Spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. In the mid-credit scene for Tron Ares, Evan Peters' character is sent to his grid where it's starting to basically reboot, and he sees a corrupted disc. Once he touches it, he is corrupted. And if you've seen the original Tron movie back in the 80s, this corrupted disc belonged to Sark, the master control program of that film. So either this means the return of Sark, or Evan Peters' character is just gonna be full bad guy. After losing his mom and hating Ares after betrayal, I'm sure Dillinger is gonna create a full-blown war against everyone. So we're gonna need to see Ares bring in our GOAT, Sam Flynn. And Quora too, because they kept teasing them like 4 times in this movie. And every time it happened, I was like, ah! And they didn't show up yet. So, if we get a 4th movie, and I really hope we do, please go support this good movie so we can get Tron movies. Bring them back, and let's have the ultimate Tron movie. What do you think about this theory? Do you want to see Tron 4?
I just want to say this film has been almost a decade in development, and it has been an absolute dream to work with the best studio in the entire world, Disney. So make some noise for them, please. And I think all of us, feel indebted to the genius, the prowess, the history of the legendary, the man himself, the dude himself, Jeff motherfucking Bridges. Excuse my language, baby. Can we just stand up for 1 minute? Stand up for 1 minute. Let's pay tribute to the man himself. Give us a word, brother. Give us a word.
So a lot of people are confused about that mid-credit scene in Tron Ares and what it might actually mean for the future of the franchise. So even though I didn't necessarily love this film, I want to address the series' new main antagonist. So if you really stop and think about it, Julian Dillinger is now the 4th human ever to become digitalized within the grid, with the other 3 being Kevin Flynn, his son Sam, and now added from this movie, Eve Kim. And kind of like Sam, we really already had sort of a blueprint of what Julian's user self might look like, as his grandfather was basically already in the grid back in 1982. Now, while Sark was only Ed Dillinger's program, there's something super important that needs to be remembered about this universe.
You can remove men like Alan and me from the system, but we helped create it. And our spirit remains in every program we design for this computer.
So knowing that, it's safe to assume that if the CEO of Encom was ever digitalized into the grid like Flynn, he probably would have ended up looking like that anyways, as his grandson might have just proven that to us with the exact same disc and painfully the exact same uniform. However, without a master control program looking over his every move, it's possible that Julian might be the most powerful Dillinger that there's ever been in the grid. But I guess we'll have to wait for our 4th film to find that out.
There is a parallel universe out there where the Tron franchise gets the respect it deserves. There's no reason for a movie franchise with such a unique concept to be treated like shit. Tron 1 is Tron 1. Revolutionary for the time, but kind of hard to watch nowadays. Tron Legacy, probably one of the best looking movies of that decade. It looks so fucking good. The music's great. Yeah, the story needed work, but oh my gosh, besides like the, mediocre-esque story, everything else was there. We start to see Tron's true potential. If you're a real OG, you watch the Tron Uprising television show. Ooh, that shit was peak fucking fiction. And instead of following that aesthetic and following the story of Sam Flynn, we decide let's just modernize the Tron series. Let's make it modern movie slop. Let's cast Jared Leto, an actor nobody fucking likes, and let's murder the franchise. I thought to myself, maybe I should see Tron Ares, and then I thought, but then I would be giving money to a studio that hired Jared Leto, and I'm not doing that. So unless Disney sells the right to Tron, so then someone else can give it the respect it deserves, they're going to bench the franchise forever, it seems.
Tron Ares is currently getting dog walked right now in the box office, and I went to go see it, so I want to talk about the good and the bad. First and foremost, good and bad, in my opinion, is Jared Leto. It's bad because he has this weird stigma around him that anything he touches just turns to trash. But it's good because this movie wouldn't exist without him, because he was a main producer on the film, and it literally wouldn't have happened if he weren't there to produce it. Another good is just the straight up visuals of this movie. I think people forget how beautiful Tron movies can look. After Tron Legacy, this movie had to look great, and it does. I think the visuals are absolutely beautiful in this film. Another good is that Jeff Bridges reprised his role as Flynn, and it was just so awesome to see him again as this character. The only difference is that he's kind of more of a holographic program waiting for someone to show up, and then he's activated, because Flynn did die in Legacy. So this is kind of like a fail-safe Flynn on his original computer. So that's how they explained it, and I thought it was a good explanation to bring him back, but it was also kind of like somber, because I was like, oh, he's dead, but it's really cool to see him. And speaking about this specific Flynn that's stuck on his original computer, it's just the OG 80s vibe from when the first Tron movie happened, and they actually did pull it off, like the color gradient, the lights, the whole aesthetic feel that you get from that first Tron movie in the 80s. They recreated it for this movie, and it was mind-blowing. I never thought that was going to happen. And then they even connected Tron Ares to Tron Legacy, which I was really happy to see, because technically Ares was supposed to be a sequel to Legacy, but because of how Legacy did in the box office, it never got made. So they kind of just reworked the script and created this Tron Ares film with Jared Leto mainly funding it. I might be alone on this, but based off the trailers of Tron Ares, I was really expecting that it was just going to be programs from the grid trying to take over the world, very similar to what happened in the movie Pixels. And I was very happy to see that that was not the case. And really, they just had 29 minutes on the real world to try and find the permanence code, and that was a really cool plot point for the movie. Also, Evan Peters can't really do wrong in my eyes. He's one of the best actors working today, especially in our generation. He's phenomenal. I need people to realize that this is not the dumpster fire that everyone else is trying to make it out to be, because the score is fantastic by Nine Inch Nails. The sound design alone is phenomenal. The visuals is by far the best thing about this movie. He does fall in line with more of like being a stiff actor, and that really fit with this character as an AI robot just trying to figure out how he can fit in the world. So this character really does fit for him. So that's not even a good argument to not like this movie. I really do feel like this movie is just kind of for anybody. Like, it's for the general audience, but it's also for the Tron fandoms and just the super fans. Anybody would really enjoy this film. And as always, stay true to yourself, and I'll catch you guys later.
For the people being like, oh, I didn't like Tron Ares, the critics didn't like Tron Ares, I got this to say. In the wise words of Clue,
it wasn't meant for them.
That's right, this movie was not for you. It was not for you. This movie was for the Tron superfans. This movie is not for the people who just liked Legacy. I love Legacy. It's my favorite thing of all time. I mean, it changed my life, but this movie is not that. And I think that's why people don't like it. I think this movie was for the true Tron nerds, and I'm not talking about the people who just like the movies. I'm talking to people who are active in the community, people who have been nerding out about this since day one. I'm talking to people who are borderline obsessive like me. It's not borderline obsessive, it's obsessive. It's sad, but it's also true. Ares had so many little nods to what came before, and it's really for the people who care about Tron a lot, so much so that it like burns in their soul. Does that make sense? I think if you're a real fan of Tron, you would like this movie. If you're not, and you just like Legacy and you want to see more of that, well, you're probably not gonna like this movie. And I think that's what frustrates me, is because I keep seeing people be like, yeah, well, I'm a fan of Tron and I didn't like this movie. I don't think you're a fan of Tron, I think you're a fan of Tron Legacy. You might even like the original, but like, you have a certain vibe in your head of what Tron is, and that's not what Tron is. And I'm not trying to get controversial here, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, it's just frustrating being like as obsessive over a franchise as I am, and then seeing people who are not that deep into it kind of make criticisms that just I don't think are fair to the movie. And they have some sort of preconception of what Tron should be and is when it's just not that. And so they get disappointed with this movie because they want Legacy again. And that's not what this movie is, bro. This movie is for the Tron fans. The Tron fans. And I think it's gonna be the same case as it was for Legacy, where that movie dropped and people didn't like it and they're like, oh, the story's shallow and I don't like where they're taking the story and yada, 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 yada. And now, 15 years down the line, we have a new Tron movie dropping and everyone's like, oh, Legacy was peak, it was the greatest movie of all time. When back when I was a young jit, I was fighting for my life defending that movie, being like, this is my favorite thing ever, I love it, and people were like, oh, it's mid as fuck. Like, what the hell, bro? We've come full circle. I can guarantee you, in 10 to 15 years, people are gonna look at Ares and be like, what a treat that movie was. What an awesome movie that was. And I can't wait to see it and be like, huh, told you so. I saw a comment that perfectly described what Tron Ares was, and they were like, Tron Ares is solo a Star Wars story for the Tron universe, and I could not agree more. If you want your direct Legacy continuation, you're gonna have to get through this movie because this is their path to something new. I'm sorry it's not Legacy. I wish it was Legacy again, but guess what? I think this movie fucks, and I'm really disappointed that some of y'all are hating on it just to hate on it, and I can guarantee you, in 10 to 15 years, y'all are gonna be like, oh, I always liked that movie. I always thought it was gas. Like, fuck you. So please, give this movie the love it deserves. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. It's got its flaws, don't get me wrong, but I can guarantee you, y'all are gonna love it down the line. So give it the love it deserves now so we can get more. And for the people who are saying this isn't their perfect Legacy follow-up, that's totally fine. You're allowed to feel how you want to feel, but I'm just gonna leave you with a quote from our main man, Kevin Flynn. And that is, the thing about perfection is that it's unknowable. It's impossible, but also right in front of us all the time. Have a great day.